Hi guys, my name is Bonisha and I am subbing for Isha today. But today we have Twisha and we are interviewing her for the Treble Clef project. So Twisha, why don't you introduce yourself for a little bit?
Okay, hi, my name is Twisha. I'm on this podcast to talk about dance and my journey with dance. So, currently, I dance on Doherty Valley Song Team, and I'm also captain of Doherty Darkan, which is our Bollywood team. And on the side, I dance at Monocon Company, which is kind of like where my dance journey started, I would say.
Really cool. It's nice to meet you and I'm excited to have you on today. Thank you for
I'm
coming.
excited to be here.
Okay, so first question. So when and why did you start dancing?
I think I started dancing when I was like 2 or 3. Like my mom just kind of like threw me in a bunch of stuff, and she was like, "Figure out what you like." But like, eventually, I loved dancing, and I love that there was like so many different styles and stuff that you could explore with. So I stuck with it.
Totally agree. Like there's a lot of variety, so I totally
Mhm.
get that. Also, next question. What dance styles would you like perform? Like actually go on stage and like learn and actually, perform.
Yeah, so I think when I first started, I was like mainly trained in like Bollywood dancing, but then I kind of expanded, like took a couple like ballet and jazz classes, contemporary. And then right now I'm like kind of really into hip hop. That's like what I've been training and learning a lot. So yeah, I would say like my two favorites would be Bollywood and hip hop though.
Very cool. Yeah. I feel like that defines your personality a lot. Um, what inspires you to dance and also what inspiration do you get from dance like as a whole?
Yeah, sure. So I would say like what kind of inspired me is just seeing like a bunch of different artists all over like Instagram, social media, like just dancing and like what they're doing with it and how they've taken it and made it like a whole career and just watching them and like I'm just so inspired by them. So I just keep continuing like what I'm doing. So yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Social media is very
Yeah.
important when it comes to all of this. It's a huge problem.
Mhm.
Um, what is something you have learned from dance that you will carry with you today and all like throughout your whole life?
Yeah, so I think with dancing, like when I first started, like I was kind of obviously just doing it for fun, but now it's gotten a lot more serious. And with doing it, like one of the things with me is just like I always want to keep improving. And I think with dance, it's like easy to get caught into like, oh, like I'm gonna film this for my Instagram and just kind of keep doing it to like put on like a show, I would say, like just trying to like succeed on like social media and look at like likes and things like that. But for me, like I genuinely want to improve with every class I take and like putting that into real life, like just with everything I want to do, I want to put like as much effort as I can into it and just keep improving. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, so seeing as this is virtual and we are in a pandemic right now,
Yes.
unfortunately, how has the pandemic affected your involvement in dancing and the way you perform per se?
Sure. So I would say like when the pandemic first started, like last March, like for me at least, like most dancing shut down and it took a while for like virtual dancing to start up. And I think over there, like it was just a lot of like at that time, it was like a lot of self training. So I'd like look up choreographers that are like making like these virtual classes like in LA and I would take class from there. And I think in some aspects it was like kind of a blessing in disguise because I got to learn from like a lot of choreographers that are like I guess I would say like in India right now where I could like without this virtual platform I could have never learned from them. So definitely getting used to virtual dancing was really hard because it isn't ideal because with dance you want to like feed off of the people that you're dancing next to and things like that. But at least right now I think a lot of in-person dancing has started up too, so that's good.
Yeah, so I noticed that you are talking about like a lot of experiences. So out of all of these experiences, what is the most memorable experience you've had while dancing?
Okay, so I think I have a couple. So like when I first started, like I've been dancing at Monocon Company since I was like 5 years old, and one time we got to do this show called like the Ram Sampath show. So and he's like a really big musician from India, and we got to like dance backup for like musicians and things like that, and that was like super cool for me because it's always something I wanted to do in the future, like backup dance for like some like the biggest artists and things like that. So that was like the first glimpse into that. So I thought that was super cool. But then like I think like 2 or 3 years ago I went to like Millennium Dance Studio and I got to experience like it was like a completely different environment because it was like they were all like aspiring dancers, like trying to like make it in the dance world in LA, and I just thought it was like a really cool energy, and it was insane to be there. So those are like my two favorite experiences so far.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, like, in 10 years, do you see yourself pursuing dance?
Maybe like I'm never like, at least I say this right now, I'm never gonna like stop dancing, obviously, but I've always wanted to like do something with it in the future. I don't know if that means like double majoring in dance or like kind of pursuing it like in LA and like working in LA and things like that, but it honestly just depends, but I will never stop dancing until I have to.
I respect that.
Yes.
So why do you think dance is very important, and why do you think it should be encouraged with newer generations and just the youth in general?
Yeah, so I think with dance, like the reason that it's like so good, I guess, is it's like a really good like emotional release, at least for me, like whenever like I'm having a bad day or like I'm super stressed about school or like whatever's going on, like I go to dance class and all I'm thinking about is like the combo and how I can improve it and my mind is just like in dance and I'm not thinking about anything else and it's just like a really good way for me to like compartmentalize my emotions, I guess, but also I would say it's like a good release because like you have to put your emotions into dancing otherwise it's not gonna like
Yeah.
translate. So I think putting your emotions into dance is just a really good way too.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I feel like adolescent minds, like, they have so much going on in their head, they don't know how to express it. So dancing, it can be a portal. I totally agree with you.
Yes.
What advice do you have for aspiring young dancers? Last question, trick question.
Well, I would say that I am still an aspiring young dancer, but one of the things I would say is just try to not be like stuck in a box. Like at least for me, like I was kind of like even like a year ago, I would just be like, oh yeah, like I'm like only like a hip hop dancer. Like I can't do any like ballet or anything like that. Which I mean, obviously that's not my strong suit, but I would say like don't be stuck in a box. Try to like train from as many styles as you can, train from as many choreographers as you can, and just really just make sure that you're just working to like be better. That's the only thing. But yeah,
100%. Thank you. Twisha
thank
Chella,
you.
everyone. Dancer. Thank you for coming and make sure to stay tuned to listen to our future interviews with other guest speakers along with other curriculums with more people. But thank you so much, Twisha, for coming. And
Thank you for having me.
thank you guys for listening. Till next time. Bye,
Bye
guys.
bye.